Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. And I just want to share a little bit about Tranquil Space Foundation, just a few minutes, and then we will hand over to the lovely Lauren and then to Allie for the raffle prizes, and then of course our fabulous films. So first of all, I want to take you back to 2006 when Tranquil Space Foundation began. So a few interested parties got together in my living room, which is the same place where Tranquil Space Yoga Studio began 12 years ago, and we were like, okay, we want to expand our do-gooding efforts. Yes, we're donating to charities, but how can we do more and actually take our work out there? And so since 2006, we've done a few things that I'd love to share. First of all, becoming a 501c3. If you've ever gone through that process, you know it is quite challenging. So kudos to Tim Mooney for that, who happens to be a nonprofit attorney, very handy to have on one's board. And while I mentioned that, actually, let me just have hands raised, and we have lovely ladies in the back of all of our volunteers. I'd love to acknowledge you. So please just raise your hand if you volunteer for the foundation. Thank you for all your amazing work. And then big shout out to the lovely Rachel, who So she pulled this together 3 years ago, and we were all like, yeah, it sounds kind of cool. But then we got into talking about how maybe we could even have popcorn and movie food, and then somehow like we were all sold, and then Lunafest like was born. So it's amazing what kind of instigates excitement. Yeah, refreshments. And from there, we also developed a strong steering committee, who we've just had everyone raise their hand, launched a website, and on our second revamp for that, created curriculum for Tranquil Teens, which is the program that we take to girls 9th through 12th grade. So if you have access to any, let us know. We'd love to work with them. And it's yoga, creativity, and leadership, which are 3 tools that we felt were really important to actually help women, for young girls, actually discover their inner selves. And then in addition, we've donated over $10,000 to like-minded organizations such as Nest, Girls on the Run, Running Start, Woodhull Institute, Miriam's Kitchen, In Street Village, Young Women's Drumming Empowerment Project, and Community Bridges. And you'll hear a little bit more about those whenever I hand this over to our lovely Generosity Committee Chair, Lauren Brownstein. And so your presence here tonight, it means a lot to us, and it means a lot to women and girls that we work to serve, not only through our programming of Tranquil Teens, but also through our generosity and our grant giving. And before I close, I just want to share a brief insight into the way our work affects people. And this was a write-up from one of our regular groups of girls that we work with on how one girl utilized one of the tools that she picked up in Tranquil Teens to actually make a difference in her life. Michelle is an amazing survivor. Ridden by anxiety following a lifetime of sexual abuse, she vacillated between periods of depression and violent rages. The sexual abuse left her bereft of self-esteem so much that she could scarcely make eye contact during conversations. Her emotional and behavioral instability resulted in repeated psychiatric hospitalizations and eventually residential treatment, and that's where we began working with Michelle. Not her real name, of course. When I learned about the Tranquil Teens workshop, I immediately thought of Michelle. In her fits of rage, she hardly knew where she was. Her breath was absent. She was ungrounded. Tranquil Space Foundation gracefully agreed to come to our long-term residential treatment center in Maryland. Michelle kept a quiet, attentive gaze as the facilitator, me and Lauren, led her through breathwork and relaxation exercises, always the girls' favorite parts, because it's interesting, you know, it's like you ask anyone now, how are you? I'm busy. And it's the same thing with teen girls. They're very stressed. She eagerly opened her journal to note what she was thankful for, and what that was to feel safe and protected, and no longer with her abuser. Beginning with the Tranquil Teens workshop, Michelle began journaling about the horrors of childhood abuse. She used breath work to calm herself when she wanted to hurl her anger at innocent bystanders. As a therapist and yoga devotee, I see the amazing blend of leadership skills, yoga, and creativity that Tranquil Space Foundation offers to girls across the DC metro region. On behalf of Michelle, I would like to thank Tranquil Space Foundation for their incredible work. So that is just one tiny insight into the way in which simple technique of learning how to breathe can have a powerful impact on someone who has had a very challenging start to life. And in closing, before handing it over to the lovely Lauren, I want to just share my favorite mantra, which I think really sums up a lot of the work and why the work of Tranquil Space Foundation is so important on a larger perspective. It's a yoga mantra, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And if you don't speak Sanskrit, that translates to, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. And that is really what we're trying to do here with the work of Tranquil Space Foundation. And you are supporting that wholeheartedly this evening, so thank you very much.